Hi, I'm Randy Altman with postPerspective. We're here at NAB 2019. This is Bryce Button from AJA. Bryce, welcome back.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming. Day one is always a bit of a...
it's a busy day.
It is. It is.
No doubt about it.
So, but you guys have a lot of news. So let's start off with Key Pro Go. What is it?
So the Key Pro Go is the latest addition to our Key Pro family of digital recorders and players. And this one's a bit of a departure compared to our previous products. It's basically a multi-channel H.264 HD recorder.
Okay.
And it's got sort of unique architecture. It's essentially got actually a total of 5 USB 3 slots, 4 in the front, 1 in the back.
How does that differ from the other Key Pros?
The previous Key Pros have all had ProRes and or Avid DNX HR or HD recording.
Okay.
So this is a product that's designed to work with those products as well as serve the Pro AV market. And you've got a ton of flexibility. So you can plug in 4 different cameras. It's Genlock free, which basically means you can use a mixture. You might have a professional SDI camera, you might have a DSLR, and you can plug in up to 8 inputs, and there are 4 recording channels. And you simply assign the particular input you have to the particular channel you want. And then to keep costs down while you're working, it actually throws out what we call matrix monitoring onto your monitor. So you can see all 4 of those inputs live as you go. And then you've got built-in redundancy. So you can, for each choice that you made for your recording channel, you can do a backup assigned to another USB slot, which is one of the reasons we have that 5th USB slot. You might want to stick in your G-Tech drive or something on the back end there.
Yeah.
So it's designed to work in a range of workflows, live events especially, where the client wants to immediately walk off of the USB, proxy workflows. So when it comes to editing, maybe you're doing very high-res, ProRes, XQ, but to speed up that offline process, you want the H.264 you get going, you know, with ease. So you got massive amount of these SDI and HDMI inputs, and then on the output side, we also pass through for the SDIs in particular, so that you can keep a chain going, you know,
Gotcha.
if you're plugging into other equipment. So an extremely flexible box.
Now, is it available now?
It will be available by June.
Okay, great. And I know that you guys are pretty, your prices are always pretty affordable.
Yeah, it's around $39.95.
Okay, great.
So yeah, we believe in the post environment. Again, this would also be great for client checks, that kind of thing. You're running it off, you just need to give them an H.264.
Sure.
Play it on any platform, you know.
Gotcha.
Makes it really simple.
Let's also talk about some HDR workflows and what you guys are offering for that.
Yeah, our HDR workflows are so extensive at this point, from monitoring to the editing tools to the actual transformations between PQ and HLG and all these standards. So we have 2 main products in that environment. One is called the FS-HDR, which does the real-time transforms, and the other is the Analyzer. And at our press conference this morning, it was great fun. We had a colorist by the name of Aurora Gordon, who works at Arsenal Effects, and she came on stage to describe, you know, what are the great benefits of working with a proper analyzer for HDR, and how she's done 100 episodes now with not a single kickback on the QC front from the end client.
Because they do a lot of episodic TV,
yes,
VFX and color.
So for those 2 particular tools, we've done a couple of key things. The FS-HDR, we've added a new what's called film mode, and that's designed for on-set use. So you would take the log output from the camera, run it into the device, transfer it into PQ or whatever is needed, and that makes everybody's life easier. And we're also now supporting what's known as CDLs, you know, color decision lists. So software like Pomfret's LiveGrade Pro, you can actually work with that software with your controllers, what have you, and it's doing real-time 3D LUT uploads into the FS-HDR, so you can see it on your live stream. So on set, that's pretty huge. And then we've built in new film looks, so you can literally emulate a film stock, and you can mix between a couple of these looks. So you might go, I want the beach bypass look on kind of a Kodak, sort of emulation for this piece.
Can people put their own LUTs into it as well?
Yes, we have. It's really become a very powerful LUT box. At IBC, we introduced the capability to do that with 4K in a single channel mode, but we're also now supporting it for the 4 channels, the HD, when you go to multi-channel mode. And so you can load up your own LUTs indeed, it'll store 10 of them. So if you've got particular looks, workflows, whatever it might be, it'll follow through. And then on the analyzer front, the most important stuff we've done there is we've introduced support for ACEs in both products, but also the ability to now control it through RDP programs. So you can even use a tablet. If you're going to stuck the analyzer in your bay or your equipment room, you can be in another room, get on the network and feed the entire software display to your device and control it from there.
Very cool.
So it's a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. What about 12G? Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yes, 12G has accelerated. We always expected it to do well, but the rate of acceleration has been kind of surprising. It's moving very fast. So, why do people want 12G SDI? It's about bandwidth, and it's about cable simplicity. So the standard routes when 4K got going was to take 4 3G SDI cables, hook that from device to device. Well, obviously that means you've got more areas that could go wrong with the amount of cabling going on. So there's single cable simplicity with going with 12G SDI. It also allows us to support a lot more, deeper color space workflows, higher frame rates, that kind of thing.
Sure.
So we've introduced a new card at the show for the developer side, which is called the Corvid 4412G, and that can also handle 8K, because that's the other advantage once you move into this higher bandwidth.
Sure.
And on the desktop front, which is going to affect a lot of your viewers, when it comes to editing and so on, there's a great tie-in going on with AGA Control Room and our desktop software 15.2, which will be out soon, and we're showing at the show. So what you get there are 2 really key things. We did an announcement today, with our partnership with Apple, and we've tried to solve a problem that's been occurring in a lot of the post world with ProRes across OS platforms. So with AGA Control Room now, you can actually encode and decode ProRes, Mac, Windows, and Linux. So that solves a lot of headaches.
Yes.
And then tied in with our Kona 5, for instance, which is a high-end card, we can even do 8K ProRes for you. And some people are going to go, well, when's anyone going to broadcast 8K? Why do we care? It matters a lot for plates, things like that.
Okay.
So you might still be doing a 4K production, but if you can capture a whole plate that's 8K and work with that.
Sort of future-proofing as well, right?
Future-proofing, it's all the VFX work. There are lots of advantages to being able to support 8K in that environment. And we basically brought it to the retail side. The AGA Control Room software is free. And the other thing we've done with the software is it makes it effectively a full-screen player. So with like our Kona HDMI products, where you've got 4 HDMI inputs, you don't have to have another display. You can sit there with your iMac Pro or whatever else you might be utilizing,
right?
And just simply put it into full screen mode.
It's great because you already have that. You don't have to buy another.
Yeah, so we're trying to execute it across a lot of fronts there. And then another one that can be interesting with some people is if you're in an environment moving into the IP world, then you can use our new Ipt Transmitters. So it's 2110 compliant, and you might be doing that off camera, you might be doing that off of your playout system, depending on what kind of equipment you got going.
Sure.
And tying that all together, if you work with any of our Thunderbolt products, we've got a lot of customers that are fans of IO 4K Plus and stuff like that. Our IO IP box, which is Thunderbolt 3, will now support 2110 as well as part of that desktop release. So it completes the ecosystem. You can be transmitting, you can work with our receivers. If you're a creative, you either stick in the Kona IP if you're using a PCI-based workstation, or you can go into Thunderbolt 3 and just use the IO IP. And the whole point there is your experience as an editor or a colorist, depending on what you're using, is completely transparent. It's just like you've been working with standard baseband. So all the control panels, that type of thing you're used to, remain. You just simply get a bit of an addition in terms of setting up some IP info.
Right.
But yeah, the whole idea is to smooth these workflows as much
Sure.
as we can.
Yeah. Take the headache out of it and let the
Yes.
creativity sort of.
That's the key thing, right?
Yeah.
You want to help people continue with the
creative.
passion that brought them into the business in the first place.
That's right. Thank you, Bryce. You guys have a lot of new stuff. Why don't you tell people where they can find out about AJA products?
Certainly, we're happy to announce that we've redesigned a lot of our website for this show, and simply go to our homepage at aja.com. You'll find a What's New button, and you can get a great summary from there and then dig deeper into the particular technology or tool set that you think is going to help.
Sounds great. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it.
Lovely to see you again.
Same here. I'm Randy Altman with PostPerspective. Thanks for watching.